I get this question all the time. How did you get started in the industry? And what most people don't know is that I was a registered nurse before I started my business. So being an entrepreneur wasn't even anything that I considered. I had worked in healthcare for 21 years. I love taking care of people. And I also had this pull and call that I wanted to do something else. I wanted to do something more. And when you come from a place of healthcare where you're being told what you can do, what you can't do, how to do your job, how to care about people, it really, really started to weigh on me. So at the time, I was like, well, what else can I be when I grow up? And I used to joke and go through all these different things that I thought I could do or couldn't do. And the one thing I kept coming back to was the only thing I know how to do is take care of people. And at the time, I didn't actually think that that was a skill. I didn't think that it was something that, other than nursing, somebody else would actually pay me to do. And I just kept seeking what else I could do. And as I did that, I stumbled upon the concierge industry. I thought I was just going to hang some flyers up around town, tell people I was going to do things for them, and charge them for it. And so what happened was, when I found out that there's this entire industry out there, I realized that other people were building businesses, and that's what I wanted to do too. So how I got started in the industry was because I wanted to take my love of helping people in the way that I knew how to do it and bring it into my community and help people locally in my community, seniors, aging in place, busy families. And what started out as running errands for people quickly over time became a full business model where I went from a team of one, me, to a team of 8 in under 5 years. So that's how I got started in the industry. So then people ask, well, you didn't have any background, you didn't have any experience, which was definitely a learning curve for me. So I poured myself into every book, every resource. I used to spend hours in the library, like reading up about marketing. And I started doing all the things that all the books said, that all the online people talked about. And what I realized, which took me some time to realize, was that it wasn't all the fancy stuff that people talk about to grow this kind of business, that really what it takes is a love of what you do, a love of people, building relationships, and just being clear on what it is that you do so that people understand why they want to hire you, maybe why they want to bring you into their homes, or why they might want to refer you. I did what many people do, and I started seeking out other people like in the industry and started calling people. How did you get started? How did you get clients? How did you grow your business? I would call people from Florida and Vermont that were like states away, so they didn't see me as their competition. And what I found out was that people who had been in the industry already for years were not making a lot of money. And that was like a huge eye-opener for me. I was like, what? You're only making $10K a year? Like, I literally cannot live off of that. But at the same time, I was making more money than they were. So it was in that moment that I realized that there was something that I was doing differently, that I was doing right, that most others in the industry just were not doing. And it was, I think, at that moment where the switch flipped for me, where I just truly believed that I could be really successful at this, replace my nursing income. So then what started to happen where other people who had been in the industry for years started actually asking me how I was getting clients. And that is when it really clicked, that even though I didn't have any background in marketing, I came from healthcare, I didn't know what a Word document was at the time, but there was something that I was doing right that most other people were missing. And that's when I knew that this was really going to take off. And people started seeking me out. So in the beginning, it was a lot of like one client here, one client there, one request here, one request there. And when I first started talking about my business and going to networking events and talking to other people about it, it seemed like everybody thought it was a great idea, but nobody was paying me. Nobody was hiring me. And as I continued to refine my marketing and keyed in on just a few really strong marketing strategies, all of a sudden my phone started to ring, and it started to ring on the regular. So what most people experienced in the industry were these like one-off requests. And what was happening for me was I was getting clients who were using my services on a regular basis, 2 times a month, 2 times a week, monthly, weekly. And it was in that consistency of client that I felt like was the thing that helped break open the door for what began as my multiple 6-figure business. The way I help people now is that I have lived the experience. I've been through it, from having my very first client to going to my very first networking event to figuring out how to hire team and staff, and is it contractors, is it employees, things like taxes, building systems in your business, becoming a valuable resource in the community, being on TV, being in multiple newspapers. And so I have all of this lived experience. I've been in the industry now for, as the recording of this, for 15 years. And so when people come to me and they're seeking solutions and how to get clients, I have the ability to not just help them refine and market and get clients and make money, but I also know the problems that they're going to face before they even get there, because I've already lived through it. So people come into my world and they come into my programs not just to get started. Some come in and just want to get started and want to stay as a one-man or one-woman show. And others come in and they get started and they realize that, like, building this business and having other people help them support people in their community, whether it's seniors or it's busy families or it's entrepreneurs, that I have the skill set to help them build that tiered business to scale and to leave a legacy through the business that they want to build. And that's why I love everything that I do. When I started, there was really only a few people in the industry that I could go to and ask for help and support, but the people that were available at that time had not actually done the thing that I wanted to do. And I remember sitting behind my computer and I would cry. I mean, the tears would pour down my face. I would cry and I would say, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I will never forget, my mom looked at me and she said, Kelly, if I know you, what's going to happen is you're going to figure it out, and then you'll be able to turn around and teach it to other people. And that's why it's important to me. It's important to me to help people avoid all the financial traps, the time traps, and the mindset traps that typically get in the way of building a business, so that they are more successful faster than I ever was. Like, it took me years to really figure out the right kind of marketing and what works. And then I took what worked after years of trial and error. I took what worked and I created an entire framework around it that my students then come in and they create in 1 year what took me 5 years to create. And watching these people, mostly women and a few cool dudes, build businesses that just feel like their passion business because they love helping people. It is truly my gift to be able to help other people throughout the world, actually, help other people in their community with the gifts that they have of care and love and understanding. And I think it's not just a job for me, it is part of my mission, is to help other people avoid all the pitfalls and mistakes so that they can go out there and build something that's really important to them. If you are just starting in the industry and you're figuring out like who you want to help, how you want to help people, I really encourage you to grab a copy of my book, The Concierge Life, because in it I break down everything that I wish that I had known when I started, from pricing to marketing to how to get the clients to all the mindset things and the sneaky triggers that'll get in your way that can prevent you from growing. And I break it all down inside my book so that you can avoid the same traps that I did. Thanks for being here, friends. Bye for now.